I hadn't expected to spend my Friday night banging a block of ice against a concrete corner while I wore 4-inch heels and a little black dress that barely covered my ass, but these were desperate times. I was supposed to be on a date with a hockey player for the Griffins, who miraculously still had all his teeth. Never mind that he listed amateur gynecologist as one of his hobbies and named Elon Musk as his personal hero in his bio. A nice smile went a long way. Instead of circling the same block 5 times to find a free parking spot near Founders Brewery, I was sweating through my date dress while trying to get my hands on the card I'd literally frozen last month. I'd paid the minimum balance a few weeks ago, freeing up $5 of available credit. I had $2.63 in my checking account. Between my debit and credit cards, I'd be lucky to squeak by with enough to transport the boxes I hadn't been able to fit into my tiny Corolla. My wine-stained futon and the dresser with the missing bottom drawer would have to stay on the street. But the fate of my frat house furniture was the least of my worries. I lifted the block of ice over my head and slammed it down with enough force to bounce it into the bushes separating the sidewalk from the road. Between the blunt force and the sticky Michigan summer heat, a few more solid whacks broke the ice in half. My credit card slipped against my numb fingers as I wedged it free. I stood and wiped the sweat from my brow with the back of my arm. The cheery yellow curtains on the 3rd floor shifted before quickly closing again. I glared up at my former apartment. Earlier in the day, I'd gotten the news that I'd been passed over for a promotion. Again. By a guy who had the same qualifications but way less seniority than me, but who had a first cousin in upper management. Again. I already had my date scheduled and had big plans to drown my sorrows in too much beer, followed by sloppy car sex with the hockey player. Then my roommate, Vera, texted me and said I was needed back at the apartment immediately. Nothing else. No explanation. When I arrived, I found the boxes on the sidewalk. Vera and Quinn had packed up my stuff, changed the locks, and pretended they weren't home rather than face me. Cowards. And, okay, I hadn't paid rent in over 3 months. But it wasn't for lack of trying.